Beloved Bhagwan, I have a question about guilt. I can't see it, or taste it, or touch it, but somehow it is always there, especially when I'm doing nothing. It only disappears when I am working and returns immediately at the thought of dancing or singing or meditating. What is the mechanism of guilt, and will I ever be free of it?
Prem Prasada. The mechanism of guilt is very simple. You have been conditioned from your very childhood that doing something is better than nothing. And meditation is going into nothingness. The idea has been imposed on you for so long. It has taken roots in your mind. But because the idea is basically false, it can be dropped. First, you have to understand there is no guilt in existence anywhere. There may be mistakes, but no guilt at all. Guilt is a byproduct of the idea of sin, that you are committing something sinful. The world wants you to be extroverts, workaholics. It wants you to continuously work and work and work. The world has no need, apparently at least, of those who sit silently, doing nothing. They also are needed, immensely needed. But to see their need needs great understanding. A man of silence, a man who can sit without any movement of his body or mind, creates a certain vibration all around him, which is very infectious. It helps people to be silent, to be relaxed. He is almost like an oasis in the desert. But because he is not visible, the world has never taken note of it. You feel always guilty when doing nothing. And that is the greatest virtue in the world. Not only by your body, but even by our mind, all doing stops. You are simply a presence. So you have to drop that idea which had been implanted in you by others. They wanted you to work because work is productive. They could not understand that doing nothing, being silent, has its own way of creating a certain atmosphere which is far more valuable than any production. Work can produce, silence can create. But it is very difficult because the whole world around you is insisting for you to do something. Don't be just useless. Remember the words of Rabindranath we were talking the day before. I am useless. I can only sing, and my songs are purposeless. But Rabindranath has enriched this country more than any other individual in this century. Flowers don't have purposes. But a world without flowers will be a very mundane world. The roses bring something of the beyond into the world. The beauty, the fragrance, they are all of no purpose. But purpose is not the only thing life is for. Purpose is necessary for survival, but survival is not living. Living needs songs and dances and love and peace. Flowers show that the existence is so abundant with colors and fragrance that it goes on sharing. A world without flowers, without poetry, without music, without painting, will not be worth living. But for centuries, The wrong people have ruled over humanity. In Mahatma Gandhi's ashram, roses were not allowed. Even in the flower pots, wheat was sown, because wheat has purpose. Roses don't have any purpose. Mahatma Gandhi had a mind of a businessman. Jesus says you cannot live by bread alone. Something more is needed. Of course, he means God is needed. But if you cannot even enjoy in a rose flower, God is very far away from you. Have you ever thought what is the purpose of God? Is there any utility of God? Even if you find Him, what you are going to do? Decorate your sitting room? Life needs for survival work, and to celebrate silence, songs, music. They are higher values. You want to live for them. The work is for you to survive. But you want to survive because there are roses and there are songs and there are meditations and there are worlds unknown and challenging to be explored. So I am not saying don't work, but work is the minimum of life. And the state of not doing anything and just being a silent pool of energy is the maximum of living. Because out of this silent pool, everything that is beautiful arises.